Hello.
We can hear you. Please go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to today's session. Let's spark some ideas by sharing one key point you had like to discuss today. We have our discussion. We start with Subrota Hayati sir and Prakash Halami sir, but Subrota Hayati sir is out of station, so we can start with Prakash Halami sir. Before we start this session, I would like to first express my gratitude to President of Microbiologist Society, Dr. A.M. Deshmukh sir, for constantly providing us with new opportunities. So we start the session on gut micro. Hello. Hello. Prakash sir. Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Please start the session.
Namaskar and good morning, of course, but this is actually good evening, I believe, in India. And Namaskar, Patrankar Sahib.
Namaskar, sir.
Good evening, sir. Namaskar.
Very nice to see it on the MBS platform. Actually, I have limited time. I thought Subrata will join because I just came to lab and then I have to do some work. Right?
Okay.
But nevertheless, I thought this is a very appropriate platform to share our knowledge and interact with our MBS fellow colleagues. And I am first of all very happy that Dr. Sanjay Patankar is here. In fact, 2 days back we were talking about the tribal gut microbiota. And this is what that activity is going to take place sometimes in October. Exactly. And MBSI society is actually working very hard.
Alami sir.
Yes, sir. Dr. Deshmukh sir is there, so we will let us take initial remark from him.
Yes,
sir.
1 minute. 1 minute, 1 minute. I will request Aparna ma'am. Hello.
Yes, sir.
You write down your contact number in chat box.
Okay, sir.
And all are requested to give their names and addresses, so that we'll prepare the list of research worker working in probiotics. That we'll upload on the website. Okay. Aparna.
Okay. Yes, sir. Yes.
Again, you give this instruction after half an hour.
Okay, sir.
Okay, Halami sir, go ahead. And
Yes, sir.
Enough time should be given for everyone to introduce what work they are doing.
Yes.
Okay.
So immediately I will go to my work. I work in CFTRI on the gut microbiota modulation through probiotics first. And I use 3 different type of probiotics. One is the probiotics which actually takes care exclusively in the smaller intestine. That is lactobacillus base. In lactobacillus, we use the 2 different group of probiotics. One is the lactobacillus plantarum and another is the lactobacillus fermentum. The description of each these probiotics is a one full lecture, which I will not talk more on this aspect, but when we get the appropriate platform again, that time I will share. Another is the Bifidobacteria, which is very important, and not many people actually are working in India the claims also it will not be the exactly the bifidobacteria. Why bifidobacteria? Because these microorganisms are found in the colon, and that takes care of the colon health. The digestion of the food which is not digested in small intestine, maturation of the immune system, production of organic acid, which is more important, like short chain fatty acids, and detoxifying the toxins, and modulating the gut microflora. Very important function bifidobacteria they plays. We have a good collection of the bifidobacteria. Those researchers are interested, they can always take from us. Then we have another group is the bacillus, so spore forming bacteria. And very important this bacteria also because bacillus coagulans is such probiotic formulation is available in the form of sporolac powder. Our very good colleague Jayan Goplesar is with the Unisankyo previously, and sporulating bacteria has importance because they can actually take care of the stress in acid bites.
आपका दवा खाते ही क्यों हो? घर में तो आपको चाहिए पिस्ता वहाँ एकदम रगड़ा वाला.
So we actually incorporate these probiotics in the products, the food products, like the dairy products or the millet products, and we are developing such products like a bifidocurd, then probiotic carrot nectar, then bifidobacteria in the soya curd, then barnett millet beverage, probiotic beverage, I mean, then barnett millet based curd, probiotic curd, I mean, again. Such a range of these products are there, and then we actually see how the gut microbiota actually can be strengthened with reference to the inflammatory markers, reducing the inflammations, ensuring that anti-inflammatory markers are actually produced more. Then with reference to the gut microbiota, the firmicutes and actinobacteria, their ratio is somewhere 1.2 to 1.5. So several such markers we look, especially by the next generation sequencing, is important. Just to tell us the last and more important point is that gut microbiota study is a multidisciplinary. Besides being a core microbiology, you have to know the chemistry, especially with reference to the next generation sequencing. Then we have more important aspect is the bioinformatics, right? So all these subjects one should be thorough, and I'm very thankful that Microbiology Society of India has recognized me as an expert and invited me for this roundtable discussion. Now I asked Aparna to go ahead with asking or interacting with other members also, so that they also get the chance and interact with us. Over to Aparna now. Or we can just start with Dr. Patankar also. He is there online, and then followed by the other participants. Patankar sir,
Hello.
please share your view about this.
Hello.
Yeah.
Good evening to all of you. It's a nice forum. It has been started by Microbiology Society India. Thanks to Dr. A.M. Deshmukh and the host of this program, Aparna. And basically, today's it is the platform for the probiotic or the gut microbiome as such. But I want to tell you my PhD work, it was on the enzyme production, it was on the glucose oxidase. Later on, I worked on the solid state fermentations, production of gluconic acid by solid state fermentation on from the agro waste. It was my DST funded project. Then after that, I switched on the fortification of food by fermentation for tribal health and hygiene. So it was the DST funded project, the major project where I worked on the probiotics as such. But as the work or the project, it was directed for the solution for the malnutrition problem, particularly for the micronutrients. So fortification for the micronutrients and that the vitamin B complex vitamins they were lacking in the tribes of Madia tribes from Gadchiroli district, which is in the dense area and in the interiors of the Vidarbha region, which was a very difficult terrain there, and the Madia tribes who are the target population, who were the target population as such at that time. So those were facing the malnutrition problem, particularly for the vitamin B complex deficiencies as such. So there, I found that they were using certain type of the fermented food itself. So I collected all those samples, and there is the analysis of the fermented food. It was carried out, the chemical analysis and the microbiological analysis. The proximate composition, it was first time given for that particular product. So nearly 200 to 300 samples, more than 300 samples I collected from the hutments of the Madia tribes in the Gadchiroli district from the dense forest regions. And then the composition it was given. And then after that, we calculated how much vitamins they are taking, because vitamin analysis it was also carried out, particularly for the folic acid, then the vitamin B12, B2, and then the other type. After that, we came to know, as per the RDA, recommended dietary allowance from the ICMR, they are found to be deficient. So how to fortify that? So we isolated the organisms from the same samples. So we got certain promising type of the organisms as such. Those organisms, they are the lactobacilli, then the Bacillus pumilis, that Bacillus pumilis and one leuconostoc strain, they were found to produce the vitamins in good quantities, folic acid and vitamin B12. Apart from that, the leuconostoc mesenteroides, it was the strain which is actually tolerant to more than 17% of the sucrose. So that was the one particular property we have found. Those two strains, they have been deposited as the NCIM cultures nearly 15 years back. So I'm talking this 15 years back. At that time, I worked and prepared consortia, and then after that, we have conducted those particular fermentations in the laboratory. Then we have done the simulations, and after that, it has been found that nearly about 60% increase in the vitamin B12, it has been increased. So vitamin B12, folic acid, all the vitamins, they were on the increase. So consortia, it was prepared in the form of freeze-dried tablets, and then they were given to the tribes, and then the fermentation, it was carried out. One interesting thing it was there, that some of the tribes, they were using the locally available uh, what you call the millets, and those millets we have collected, and they were found to be the barnyard type of the millets as such. And then in that, the barnyard millet and then the rice, it was mixed in the 50-50% proportions, and it has been observed that the use of millet again enhances the vitamin B12 level, then the folic acid levels as such. So millet, it was acting as what, as the prebiotic for those organisms. So this was the entire project which I worked, and the report, it has been submitted to governor of the Maharashtra, Vidarbha Development Board, and in the other government officials as such for the implementation of this project. So later on, I shifted on the Ayurvedic fermentations, study of Ayurvedic fermentation, Asava and Arishta. There also I worked. Now these two particular projects I conducted in collaboration with National Institute of Nutrition. So this is how I worked, and all this work, it was carried out at Guru Nanak Science College, Ballarpur. It is the taluka place in the Chandrapur district, which was the backward one, and my college was undergraduate college. So thank you.
Very interesting study, the cotton tribe. And
Yes,
I
sir.
think we should have relook to your findings in
Yeah.
our gut microbiota conference in August. This is not very far from today. So all your results as well as the study which you have taken, we will make sure that it is re-implemented and then it try to bring,
Yes, sir.
bring it to
And
the society.
it was the example of fermented millets other than jwari and bajri. So
Exactly.
that was the very important thing, that how the tribes, they were known about all these things. They were found in some pockets, not in the entire community. So that
So
was
the
again very
traditional,
interesting thing.
the traditional knowledge, the
Yeah,
traditional practices which are actually followed. Only thing is the balance food is
yeah.
perhaps lacking in that. Now we will go to Dr. Prashant Watke sir to know his view, and then subsequent the session you can follow because I will be attending the lab. I will attend.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Am
you.
I audible, sir?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes,
Emil.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. Okay. So very nice get together today, and that too again in relation to the probiotics. See, what I could collect from all the discussion is 7 points, which we need to put on the discussion today. And actually, what I feel is that the area of probiotic is not only for discussion, but it should be a practical use. And we should promote, and Microbiome Society always of that opinion that now the time came that why not to start and telling the people that we should use probiotic on daily basis, general public. And we made an attempt last year, if you remember well, for whole of a year, buttermilk was that whole activity we carried out. So as far as today's discussion and scientific part is concerned, number one, when I was in visited this Thailand for the conference on probiotics, one around 10 years before, a good group from all over the world came over there, and every year they have a conference, international conference on probiotics. So Japanese group came out with uh, their work, and they have the mechanism of around 13 different lactobacillus, or I will say lactic acid bacteria, and the consortia was prepared to cure the colon cancer. And if you remember well, all of us in India, we get a Japanese product in the market also. Maybe one of or two of you might be knowing this fact that Yakult is the company from Japan, and who is going to give us that consortium of 13 different lactic acid bacteria as a medicine. That is the most important thing. Particularly in India today, we have number of patients around all of us who are facing colon cancer. And as far as Indian knowledge system is concerned, we know well that we have a practice of taking a glass or drinking a glass of buttermilk every day can keep us from away from you can say the ulcerative colitis. So we have for number of years in India had the practice of giving the buttermilk to those patients, those who are facing the ulcers particularly, and that too again a colon ulcerative colitis. So we know well that the probiotic is useful, particularly keeping the in view the digestive system of an human being to make maintain that, and not only the digestion also, the digestive system and the digestion together. That is the first point we should discuss. Second important thing, particularly we promote using lassi or this buttermilk in the period of you see the high temperature, means I mean in summer. So that is another very important aspect which must be discussed here. That if you want to keep away, particularly like country like India, and you want to keep away from the effect of heat, so definitely there needs to be some more work needed. That how come this lactic acid bacteria group organism maintains the body temperature in a better fashion in this particular time period of the year. As point, Professor Sanjeev sir, or I mean Principal Sanjeev sir Patankar sir, has rightly pointed out, and he worked on that. So congratulations to him for that reason. Number one is that the calcium aspect. Calcium, particularly in old age, particularly the ladies, they faces the deficiency of calcium in late ages, and for that, if you need to keep your calcium at the level, So for the probiotics are the best tool, and he just now tell many things about that, particularly on vitamins also, vitamins and minerals. This is also another area where we have to, means rather than taking the tablets like this, why not to promote in our practice in which we have using for a number of years, and we are drinking thumbs up going outside in summer. Better to take a glass of lassi or a buttermilk, why not? And one more, I think I'm not remembering the name, maybe Halami sir will correct me. In South India, there is one more probiotic drink which I am not recollecting now, which is always promoted in particularly the area of Karnataka and South, which is also a probiotic. And not only that, most of the infections can be controlled, which we faces normally in summer, the indigestion problems. So that immunity increase, or you can say increasing the resistance, is another fifth point which we have to discuss in this particular meeting. Uh, Sixth point in my observation, that it, along with all these benefits, it also increases the energy level of an individual. So that is the most important, what I find, that it is a energy drink also. It's not just a medicine, but it's a energy drink as well. And it hydrates your body as well. So you remains very fresh always when you use probiotic kind of materials around you. So I think these 6 7 points are very sufficient in my today's point of view to be discussed here, and I have made the point on that. Thank you, Halami sir, for giving me opportunity to share my points here. Hopefully we will meet soon in Karnataka somewhere. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I will be there in August onwards now. Recently, I'm in US actually.
Okay, okay, okay.
Very useful information, and those 6 or 7 points which you have elaborated, with reference to how the minerals and vitamins deficiency one can actually solve through the probiotics is a very important aspect. And Dr. Patankar was actually giving the examples that the product which was prepared
One
where
thing,
Yeah.
one thing I want to add. Sir was
Follow.
talking about Indian knowledge system IKS.
Exactly.
In the Ayurveda, there is one preparation, as I worked on the Asava and Arishta preparation also. So there is one preparation, it is called as the Takrarishta. Takrarishta, it is prepared from buttermilk. By a specified type of fermentation, it is used for the ulcerative type of the diseases. So Takrarishta also, it is the Arishta preparation which is given in the Ayurveda. So that is IKS.
Yes, sir. Yeah, basically what we need is the diversity of a friendly bacteria in our diet. This is what actually is important. How we increase the diversity. Now we will go to Dr. Gopal, and then followed by the other colleagues also. They can give their opinion. Dr. Gopal, are you there? Dr. Gopal is not there. What about Divakar
Hello.
Sharma? Yes, sir. Please, sir.
Okay, so I am not working on that aspect. Just I am listening, trying to gain my knowledge. I am working on Helicobacter pylori type 4 secretion system, not on
Even
this
yes,
probiotic.
yes. But for even Helicobacter pylori
Yeah,
treatment
yeah,
also
yeah.
probiotics are being used
Yeah,
nowadays.
probiotic, as I told you just now, Takrarishta. You
Okay.
can try it
Yeah,
for
yeah.
Helicobacter
Helicobacter
pylori
can be controlled,
by
infections
this way.
definitely. One has
Takrarishta,
to
it is
work on
best
that.
for that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So during my PhD, just I worked on that type 4 secretion system is present in that pylori,
Okay.
through which they inject CAG-A protein into the host, which cause ultimately cancer. Miss, my concentration, my focus was to decipher the architecture and assembly of that type 4 secretion system of Helicobacter pylori, so that in future one can block it and prevent the gastric cancer and other aspect. I have not exactly worked on that aspect, probiotic aspect, but
Yeah, but
pylori is my favorite thing, sir.
you can actually explore the gastric ulcer prevention by the probiotics, because the attachment of the gastric the Helicobacter pylori, as well as their inhibition also can be taken care by the several probiotics. So studies
Okay.
are there and people are actually using, and then when you use especially the antibiotics, and then level of resistance being Helicobacter pylori develops. It's enormous. So taking in view, you can have a small objective how the probiotics can be actually used, and Helicobacter pylori infection can be prevented. We'll go to
Yes.
the next colleague, Yesh Nigam. Yesh Nigam.
Yes.
Yeah. Yesh Nigam, can you hear? I think he is not around. Any other colleague also go. Sonali Godbole. Sonali, can you hear me? Not there. Savitri Kumari.
Yes, sir. Good evening,
Yeah.
sir. Sir, I'm a PhD student and I'm working on the isolation of probiotic potential from the fermented foods of Northeast India in the management of polycystic ovarian syndrome, an in vitro approach.
Very
So,
important topic.
right now, we just started the isolation of the probiotics bacteria from the fermented foods. So, my planning is this. So, sir, what is the comment on this? I think you people are so much experienced with the probiotics and all. So,
Yeah, Dr. Sanjay Anil and Dr. Watkesar also will give his opinion. How the fermented food we
okay.
can actually explore for isolating the probiotic content. We start with Dr. Sanjay only.
Okay, sir.
Hello.
Hello, yes, sir.
Yeah. So you are working on probiotics for which disease?
So, polycystic ovarian
Okay.
syndrome,
Oh, this
PCOS.
is okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, uh, there are reports which are, or all of you know, all of us might be knowing that there are certain type of the lactic organisms. They are present in the reproductive system also. Uh, if you have gone through the normal flora,
Yes, sir.
so
Yes, vaginal flow.
if that vaginal flora, if that particular flora changes, then the problem starts. That is the observation. It is the clinical observation also. It is a correlated observation. So I think your work, it is very important. And if you can isolate those particular type of the organisms from uh, uh, reproductive system and from the food, and then you compare what are the effects they are giving, or what are their products, different type of the products they are producing, the different secondary metabolites or like that. So you can arrive at one particular point where you can provide a certain type of the therapeutic solution also. That is my prediction
Okay.
for your, because
Okay, sir.
some people, they are working in Nagpur in this direction.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
She should start isolating from that vaginal part and other not the fermented food. That must be first priority. Because in fermented food, how she can correlate. So first she should isolate from that this reproductive organ, and then she should compare
Yeah,
and identify. Otherwise,
exactly.
yes,
Both the organism she should compare. Both the organism she should study.
yes. So because in fermented
Okay.
food, that is well known, so many organisms are known. But from this
Yes,
reproductive
yes, sir.
part, very less known. So you should target first from this reproductive organ. अदरवाइज जो नोन को ही नोन आप करेंगे तो ज्यादा उसमें नहीं वो होगा. मेरे हिसाब से आप इससे आइसोलेट करिए, उसको आइडेंटिफाई करके देन यू कैन कंपेयर फ्रॉम नोन. ये
Okay, sir.
ऑब्जेक्टिव अच्छा होगा.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir, for a valuable suggestion.
Savitri, when you're working, do you feel that there is a problem with some yeast infections as such during? Because yeast infections can be controlled with the vaginal microbiota, particularly the lactobacillus. So, in your work, do you find certain kind of infections, particularly when we are working with this problem, that these probiotics may always help in preventing and treating conditions like bacterial vaginosis, BV, and that too again yeast infections. So, in my observation, if you work on that, find any infections of this kind, then definitely probiotic can help and support the immune system and ability to fight with of infections. Because some of the strains of probiotics, that may be beneficial for vaginal health uh, are there,
Yes.
particularly those I can some of them I can name here. The lactobacillus acidophilus is well known for this, which helps and maintains the healthy vaginal pH and prevents the growth of harmful bacteria. The second bacteria can be given as lactobacillus rhamnosus, which may help and prevent and treat BV, as I said, and yeast infections. And the third one is Lactobacillus reuteri, so which may help in support the immune system and function and prevent infections. So definitely probiotics can be consumed through fermented foods like yogurt, or taken as supplement in daily foods. And however, it is essential to definitely consult the doctors in that particular area, because healthcare provides what is the case is very important. Just depending on that is not good, but especially when we compromise our immune system or underlying our health conditions, uh, that needs to be corrected first. So definitely some are anyhow many ways which supports the vaginal health, which includes there are many points, but one of them may be definitely avoiding antibiotics and staying away from the antibiotics, and that could be possible by using probiotics as such. So thank you for giving me opportunity.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, good evening, sir. Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible. Please continue.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, this is Rohini Adipwar from Dr. D.Y. Patil School of Allied Health Sciences. Actually, I have not such research experience in probiotics, but one thing I want to add that in Chhattisgarh district, there are some tribes which are practicing about this probiotics method. So what they do actually, they are using their leftover rice in the night, and they add 3 to 4 fold times water in that rice, and add slight amount of the curd, and they kept it for overnight, and they are using and they are having it in the early morning before
Yes.
going for their work. So I
Yeah,
have
yeah.
seen, yeah, I have seen these in daily life in the tribal area, in the especially in the Chhattisgarh area, and in our
Exactly.
family also. Some people are you having this type of probiotics, or you can say these household these dishes
Preparations.
in specially, yeah, preparation in especially summer vacation also.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
Okay, what is
yeah,
the
so
rural name of the product?
I tell you,
sir,
Basi
they
Bhat. It is
Huh?
called as Basi
yes,
Bhat.
sir. Yes, sir.
Basi
Yes, sir.
Bhat.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
This
It
is
is called as
locally
Basi Bhat.
called as Basi Bat. Yeah.
Mm.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I know this, but I was
Uh,
not. His name, the name was not
Y-
there. No.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I
Locally,
heard
it is
about it.
called as basi.
Very
Uh,
nice. Yeah.
Basi
Yeah,
baat.
yeah.
Yes.
And yes, sir. And along with I'm planning to write the review article. We are in this. That's why I have joined the session to enhance my knowledge about the probiotics
Hello.
and
Yeah.
their role. Uh, yes, sir.
You are from Pune, or your native is from different place?
Sir, actually, my native is Nagpur. I have
Yeah, that's why I'm
completed
asking.
MSc from Department of Microbiology in 2006. So after
Okay.
that, I came into Pune.
Hmm.
So I worked at NARI ICMR National Aid Research Institute
Right, right.
for 10 to 15 years also. 10 to 15 years. After that, I have joined Dr. D.Y. Patil School of Allied Health Sciences, where we are running some paramedical courses, sir. BSc, MLT, OT, DT, RIT. So I am basically teaching their microbiology subject.
Hmm.
So I am new in this field, but want to gain some
Actually,
knowledge and
actually,
taking advantage of you
yeah.
people.
In the tribal region, there are so many such preparations, particularly in Chhattisgarh, Vidarbha region,
Yeah.
Chandrapur and Gadchiroli. Apart from that, in this northeast region, as Ms. Savitri Kumari, she was talking about. So all these are what? These are the traditional preparations, but they have a very effective type of the
Yes.
effective type of the use in controlling different type of infection.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, in Chhattisgarh region there are so many other preparations are there, because
Yes,
I
sir.
traveled in the Chhattisgarh region, I traveled in the
Yeah.
Bamragarh, and all
Okay.
these regions, they are connected with each other through
Yes,
internal
sir.
roads.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you very much, sir. Yeah.
And I am
That's
also
all
from
from my
Nagpur.
side.
I am
Okay, sir.
also
Yeah.
alumni of Nagpur University of 1986
Okay.
batch, MSc pass out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much, sir. Yeah.
Hello. Anyone want to join this discussion? Please.
Dilecta madam is there, Dilecta DeCosta madam. I observing here from Goa.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening, madam.
Yeah, I joined just now late. I was somewhere out. So
Yeah,
I just heard the last bit what you said.
Neetu ma'am want talk? Hello.
Hello, good evening. Actually, my name is not Nitu. It's all my
Sorry,
wife's
sorry.
name actually.
Sorry,
So,
sorry.
good evening to all. Myself, Dr. Sricharan Padi. I am actually an MK1 fellow, DBT MK1 fellow, presently working at NABI. So, many of us have explored that foods are good for health. They might be increasing some properties, some health benefits, or all and all. But I am working on a different aspect of fermented foods actually. Basically, I have started my experience of working on fermented foods while I was in Sikkim, starting from 2019. So, first 2 years, I have worked on the bioactive peptides from fermented foods. But later, while I was availing this fellowship, I have worked on the negative aspects of fermented foods. Actually, what my hypothesis was that as these fermented foods are being prepared naturally, traditionally prepared fermented foods, and many of such fermented foods have not been validated for their health claims. So in that direction, I was interested to work on that aspect. So after that, I have been working for last 3 years on the effects of fermented food consumption on the human oral and gut microbiome, particularly the fermented foods from Sikkim are concerned. So what I have found so far that as these foods have been prepared traditionally, mm, there may be chances of antimicrobial resistant bacterial population. As I have found in my research, that Enterococcus faecalis population is increasing in the gut microbiome from the people from the gut microbiome of people of Sikkim. And at the same time, some toxigenic metabolites, maybe of environmental origin, are found to be overabundant in the gut fecal samples. Likewise, there are certain pathogens which are also found their place in the oral microbiome. So, why I am saying this, my findings would be encouraging to prepare fermented foods in a controlled basis, controlled manner. Not that we are getting information day by day that fermented foods are good, fermented foods can do this, can do that. But instead of blindly consuming fermented foods, we should go for its what the data which people with researchers are delivering, disseminating that fermented foods can impact your health in adversely. So that's my comment on this fermented foods. Anything? Anybody wants to make any comment?
May I know that which probiotic, which the fermented food you are talking about?
Sir, actually,
What is the
as
preparation
we
of
have
it?
no, actually, we have not studied a particular fermented food. We have taken the fecal
No,
samples
you said
of.
no, you have work. No,
Yes, yes, yes.
you said that you have a particularly in a specific area of the country,
No,
you have
Sikkim,
selected the
Sikkim,
area, no?
Sikkim, Sikkim.
Sikkim. So which
Yes.
is the probiotic you are talking about from Sikkim and how
No,
it
no,
is
no.
prepared?
See. No. I am not talking about any kind of probiotic strains here. I am talking about the traditionally prepared fermented foods.
Of course,
Because
that changes from region to region
yes, I understood. But
and preparation to
we
preparation. That's how I
no,
was
no, no.
interested. No?
No, sir. I understood your concern, sir. But this is first of its kind study. We have started. The locals are consuming these fermented foods because they have belief on their preparation. As we are, as a person of science, we are trying to look into the fermented foods, what is there and how it can benefit the overall health.
Sir, which fermented food you are talking about? I mean, which you have taken?
No, actually, see, first of all, I have not worked on particular fermented foods. I have taken the samples of subjects who are taking fermented foods. Some of the examples: kinema, gundruk, one is sinki, and dahi, churpi. These are popular fermented foods. People are consuming it regularly.
Yeah,
You
true.
understood? So what my things
Yeah.
also encourage that people consuming particular fermented foods should be encouraged so that we can get some overall idea that what fermented foods are overly good for health. Am I
Yes.
clear?
Yes. As I understood, means blindly we should not consume all fermented food as it is. Ki this is fermented,
Yes.
so it is beneficial.
Yes,
We
sir.
must
Yes, sir.
check the
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
composition of the bacteria so that
Yeah.
normal flora and fauna of alimentary canal should not change and it should
Yes,
not
sir. Yes,
hamper
sir.
the
Yes.
useful bacteria.
Yes,
As
sir.
I
One thing
understood
I want
from.
to, but sir, there is a communication gap actually. If we are going to the villagers and we can say that you should not eat this food, this contains this.
Yeah.
There must be some approaches to address this gap. We are as a person of science, we can say that like this, we can do like this. But it is very difficult to convince them because they have belief on
Exactly.
the traditional preparation.
Yeah. Hello.
Yes,
I
sir.
want to say what you are saying, Dr. Nitu, it is very, very important. When I was
Yes, sir.
working,
नीतू उनकी
also
बहन का नाम है, उन्होंने बताया सर, हिज नेम इज डिफरेंट।
Srichandan, sir. My name is Srichandan.
Srichan. So
Uh,
actually, when I was working in my region, it is nearly 15 years back. I worked on that when microbiological work I was doing, and isolation of useful bacteria and harmful also. So I have gone for the seasonal trends, and there are so many things, and I isolated the pathogens also, many more. Uh, so unhygienic practices they follow. That is there, which I observed. And when I prepared the consortia of probiotic organism, and I prepared those particular the freeze dried tablets form, and when I introduced them inside their containers, okay,
yes,
so those particular tablets, when they were introduced and when it was going on repeated manner, slowly the pathogenic organism isolation, it was declining. So that was my idea. What you are saying, it is very correct.
yes, sir.
The tribal people, they never accept your suggestion. If
Yes,
you
sir.
tell them this is wrong or this is not properly prepared, so they will. So you have to give a process by in a different way. So it was my strategy for that.
Yes, sir.
So
One more
it
thing I
worked.
want to add. Yes, sir.
So
Okay.
it worked like that.
Yes, sir. One more thing I want to add is presently the gut microbiome or food microbiome is gaining trends.
Yeah.
So without knowing that the microorganisms, the fermenting microorganisms or lactic acid bacteria, which are contained in the fermented foods, are being actually delivered to the gut, there is a question mark. So our study addressed this thing. We have found that for lactobacillus, bifidobacteria, viscera, all these have been found abundant in the gut microbiome of fermented food consuming individuals. But we have not found such increase in non-consumers, fermented food non-consumers. So as I am the principal investigator of this project, so there are interesting findings. So presently we are communicating it to Nature Foods. So hopefully we will expect some great news.
Yeah. So
So
actually, these probiotic cultures or certain bacteria like Bacillus pumilis or like that, they are producing antibiotic like substances like pumilin and other things.
yes,
So in vitro, they have shown the inhibitory activities against Staph aureus, which causes the enterotoxic effect and other type of the thing. So they are producing vitamin B12 plus also producing antibiotic. So this type of the bacteria also or organisms, they are also isolated, or we can isolate and we can show them and prepare the consortia like that. So the harmful bacteria, they can decrease, and the good bacteria, they can be, or the good population, it can be increased there without disturbing the process of tribes and their food habits.
yes, sir.
So yeah,
Alternatively, sir, another thing. See, we have to take into consideration the antimicrobial resistance bacteria. So almost all fermented foods, whatever reports are there from all over the globe, they contain the antimicrobial resistance bacteria. It is very much clear now. So Indian fermented food context, this information is lacking as of now. So we should encourage or promote the food microbiome part, where we can able to get the information on antimicrobial resistance data. So that's what I want to make a point.
There is one point, while preparing these probiotics, the substrates which we are using,
Yes, sir.
how much of antibiotic is being there inside, no? Because there are
Yes, sir.
many animals today which have been treated with antibiotics and the substrate like milk, no?
Yes,
Also
sir.
possess so that could be the maybe the reason, I don't know, but the way can be like that also. We are talking, no, antibiotic
Okay, sir.
resistance in gut and all. So
Sir,
this is
one
not
thing.
only the antibiotic resistance due to a probiotic is a big
No, no,
statement.
sir. No, no, sir. You are misunderstanding actually. We are not saying that antimicrobial resistance is due to probiotic. First of all, Sikkim is an organic state. They are not using any kind of fertilizers or pesticides or whatever. So what they use, they are very much depending on the natural water, because when you prepare food, you use the water. Okay. So we can suspect that the source of antimicrobial resistant microorganisms from water. As we have also identified, because my project is also related to Helicobacter pylori, reports are there. Helicobacter pylori is present in water also, because Himalayan water contains Helicobacter pylori. So there are very much delusions, not delusions, misinformation. We have to correct it actually
True.
as a person of science.
Yeah, yeah.
Sir, one question from my side, sir.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Sir, how can we define over fermented food if it is causing harmful effect? So does any criteria is there for how much time we should ferment?
Actually, ma'am, you should optimize the process. Actually, uh, we can go by the product of fermentation. Actually,
Okay.
there are biological amines. If there is a microbial fermentation, that should biological amines produced. But if any fermentation process produce over biological amines, that it will surely cause you harm. This
Yes,
is just
sir.
one example. Okay.
Okay.
So based on the presence of microorganisms, the metabolites will be secreted,
Yeah.
right? So we should prepare fermented foods in such a way that we will minimize the metabolites. Okay.
Okay.
Instead of preparing just traditionally, we should go for controlled microbial fermentation. We must use just one strain or a couple of strain or a consortia, small consortia.
Okay.
So like that, we can minimize the impact.
Okay. Sir, but in day-to-day life, how can we prevent? We
No,
can
day
check
to
in the
day.
life condition, but in day-to-day life, how
See,
can we
ma'am,
prevent?
some of us have to take the step. We should
Yeah.
prepare the proper starter culture, which contains the safe microorganisms, and we
Okay.
will encourage people to use this starter. You understood? Like you
Yes.
said, you have made the comment, the suggestion like basi bhat, right? Basi
Yeah.
bhat or
Yes,
basi
sir.
bhat something
Yes.
like.
Yes. Yes.
So I basically from Odisha. I am. So we
Okay.
have pokhal bhat, the same process, but we are not adding dahi. But we generally eat this dish during summer, and we have also a state day called Pokhal Divas. Okay,
Okay.
I am also taking, but I cannot ask my parents that we should not go this way because
Okay.
fermented foods contain this many pathogens, this many
Hmm.
harmful organisms,
Yes.
right? But what we can do, that we will develop a starter culture. Okay,
Okay.
we will encourage the whoever is making fermented foods or loving fermented foods that use this particular starter for this food.
Okay. Yeah.
So the other metabolites which can cause harm can be minimized.
Okay,
Maybe
sir.
I'm suspecting that fermented, we are as of now we are in a belief that fermented food is helping this effect. But
Hmm.
I am making a comment that there may be some 10 microorganisms which are beneficial, but there may be some 20 to 30 microorganisms which are minimizing the effect of this beneficial organism.
Yes, sir.
बहुत
So
अच्छा
overall there is
सजेशन
negative.
है आपका। मीन्स कंपोजिशन नोन हो, अब वो जैसे सर ने बताया टेबलेट टाइप का, या जहाँ
Yes,
कल्चर
sir.
हो
Yeah,
वही हम
Hmm.
डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करें, इवन
yeah,
ट्राइबल रीजन हो
yeah,
या
Okay.
जहाँ भी हो,
yeah.
Sir,
नॉट कि
one,
अननोन कहीं भी
yes, sir.
अनहाइजेनिक या कहीं हो।
One thing I want to suggest through this society, that every fermented food should be investigated and should be popularized.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Right? The benefits, the harmfuls, whatever we are getting, and we should do the honest research, not manipulative type of research, so that it will directly go to the people and will benefit the society. Because our ultimate aim is to improve society.
Yeah. Sure. Yes.
So like that.
बासी भात
Thank
तो
you.
बंगाल बिहार सब जगह खाते हैं।
Sir, हाँ सही है sir.
हाँ,
But different name in different
नाम
regions.
अलग है,
Yes.
लेकिन बहुत सारे पर में बासी भात जो है ना, और
Sir,
बंगाल में तो मूढ़ी के साथ उसको मिला के
yes.
हाँ,
चावल के साथ खाते हैं, बिहार
बिल्कुल
में भी
बिल्कुल।
Or
खाते हैं।
one another food is also there. We are generally taking in summer, that ragi millet is there, na?
Yeah, yeah.
हाँ,
Yes, sir.
मरुआ मरुआ है ना।
That powder is fermented.
Fermented.
We call it as a mandia jau.
Hmm.
So so because we have diversity of fermented foods, so we should encourage, promote.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
नहीं आपका
Sir,
पेपर
in
कब तक आ
Marathi
जाएगा?
region, yes, sir.
Sir?
In Maharashtra also, most of the people consuming ambil,
Yeah,
ambil
yeah.
prakar. Yes, sir.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's related
But
to some
ambil,
sour taste.
ambil, it is prepared in different manner in different regions in Maharashtra.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
If you
Yes,
go
sir.
to tribals, their ambil is different from the urban region. So
Yes.
that is again a
Sir, that
thing.
I believe that it is depending on the raw, as someone suggested, raw materials, the hands which are being used to ferment the containers. It depends on the whatever microorganisms are
Yeah,
present in that particular food.
exactly.
Yes, I would like to comment on the same thing. My lab was based upon, in my master's, it was based upon beverage production, and my seniors have also done kanji. When it is fermented traditionally, it was found that they are very pathogenic bacteria, which we have detected from there. So, sir is right in that part that there should be controlled conditions optimized for each substrate we are using. Even if we are putting a salt, it should be heat sterilized in oven for a specific period of time. And even before the inoculation of autochthonous or allochthonous cultures, even as a consortia or individually, it should be checked on about forest probiotic properties also, and it should be fermented for a specific period. I hope, sir, you got it what I want to say.
Yes.
Because I have seen it myself streaked on the like a UTI plate, bunch of pathogenic bacteria,
Yes.
and
You
normally
are very
people,
much agree.
yes, normally people are not aware of it. Normal people, that kanji is contaminated. Even you can prepare the same thing at home, but you have to keep sterilized conditions. Your
Yes.
everything should be either KMS washed, or it should be heat sterilized depending on certain things. So that was my insight, and I do agree with you at this point, that even the fermented things, even a tablet of lactobacillus, we should be knowing it how much quantity it is there in that tablet of lactic acid bacteria, and it is being delivered or not, because there are like, I would not like to disclose any product's name, but there are certain products, they are just for name, to be very honest, because we can't find the lactic acid bacteria. Instead, we were able to find different bacteria, and just by a simple streak method. So that is a thing needs to be
Address.
discussed about, and it should be made aware. That is a very important aspect.
Thank you very much.
Anybody else would like to share their research experience can move forward.
Otherwise, then we will be in a position to conclude. Almost 1
Hello.
hour is there.
Hello. Yeah, can I ask a question? Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yeah. So actually, I just wanted to know, I was just going through some latest research, and they said that the gut microbiome, just as we have, it's very, pertaining to every individual. Every individual has his own unique gut microbiome. So it's similar to like a DNA fingerprint. So can anyone throw some light on that? Whether is it really true that each individual has a unique gut microbiome?
Yeah,
Can I say?
it's a very true. It's very true that the gut microbiome is not only different, but age-wise also the content changes. So as you go on increasing your lifespan, no, accordingly the set of all these gut microbiome go on changing. It is well known. There is no means good research on that is there. That always we as per the age group, different kind of set of microorganisms in gut microbiome is being recorded, and accordingly the health is being maintained. If you could not maintain those organisms throughout your lifespan, so multiple problems in the health accordingly arises. So that is known, madam, that it happens that there are different sets of microbiome every individual, which is the source is very important. The mother is the major source from where we get the set of microbiome to be succeeded next in our life. So that's true.
So, but if our microbiome is, not giving us good health, then we had to take therapy like the FMT.
Correct.
So
Yeah,
that
it is there.
time,
It is there. Yeah, very
yeah.
true.
So that time, maybe at that point of time, it may not be unique. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, it's there. So when we intervene with, then how can it be unique?
Mm. Yeah. Okay.
Can I say something?
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Actually, what I want to say, gut microbiome is very different from individual to individual because it is a change. The status is as per our mental state, socioeconomic parameters, geographical conditions. Even within a family, it also changes because everybody thinks different. So it depends on the gut brain axis, gut liver axis, gut gallbladder axis. So it is we cannot say uh, what unique, but it is very different among any population you can take. But while conducting research, that's why we are increasing number of subjects so that we can get a consensus of gut microbiome.
Oh.
Anybody want to say or suggest something?
Sanjeev sir has already left. He is having some work. He maintained. He just kept with us.
Okay. Okay.
Anybody
So
is there? No new point are welcome. Otherwise, almost we are discussing from last 1 hour, and I
yes, sir.
think 1 hour is very
Okay.
much as far as online meetings are concerned, because after that the concentration of all of us is not being met.
Okay.
So I
Okay, sir.
think
Thanks for having
is
us.
there anybody to conclude, or I can conclude then? Aparna, can you
Yes, sir.
conclude today's discussion, please? Okay.
Yes, sir. I conclude this.
Yeah, conclude, please.
What a fantastic session, filled with insightful discussion and knowledge on gut microbes. Thanks to all of you for joining us today. So we can conclude this lecture and stay tuned, stay curious for next session. Thank you.
Thank you, all of
Thank
you.
you. Thank you, all of you. Thank you, Okte sir. Thank you, Prakash sir. Thank you, everyone. I think Deshmukh
Bye.
sir is also left.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Good night, sir.